As most of you know, over the last year and a half, I've been working with the website 4thewords. I've mostly been doing marketing stuff and social media, but at the end of last year, I got to dive headfirst into the world of game writing, and it ended up being one of my most exciting challenges yet. Hello Word Nerds, happy Tuesday. So if you've been around on this channel for a while now, you may have heard some of us talk about the website 4thewords. If that's the case, what comes next is going to be a little bit familiar, but that'll just be a few seconds and hopefully you'll bear with me because hopefully what comes after that will be at least a little bit fun. I don't know, hoping for the best. For those of you that don't know, 4thewords is an online writing platform that aims to gamify the writing process by turning it into a role-playing game. So you log into the website and create a character, and then from there, you are going through all of these quests and all these different regions and battling monsters and collecting items, all while writing your story. Basically, on the website, you are writing words down, and those words are being used to battle the monsters you found earlier. And as you battle those monsters, you find different items that help you complete quests and level up, and hopefully eventually save the world. It's a lot of fun. It has worked really well for me in the past. The WordNerds have worked pretty extensively with them just because we really enjoy it. So if you haven't checked out 4thewords before, I will leave a link in the description down below. You get a free month of playtime if you've never tried it before, and hopefully it'll be as helpful for you as it has been for me. Now, over at 4thewords, there are frequently special events that happen throughout the year. Sometimes these are about month-long events that coincide with NaNoWriMo. So there are a month of extra quests and events and just special things going on to try to get people extra motivated to write. Or there are smaller quests that are like a week long, or sometimes even a day long, just celebrating something and adding a little bit of extra content. So at the end of last year, I started crafting something that we are calling the Hunt for the Ancients, which the goal is to be a year-long event that players can play at any time. So if April or July or November isn't the right writing time for you, that limited time content isn't going to just go away. You can do the Hunt for the Ancients whenever makes sense for you. Whenever you want to have that big writing month, it'll be there. So the goal is to add more content every month and make it into this big thing that people can do whenever they want. It's also been such a great excuse to dig into the lore of 4thewords and build that up, basically coming up with events and people that had existed long before the current era in the game and figuring out ways to layer all of that into the game as it exists now. So we're learning about the old ways and what that means for Ogamai Valley, and also about these four beings who existed a long time ago and whose deeds and the good they did helped turn them into something more, and we're still going to discover kind of what that means and where they've disappeared to. So we're learning more about the old ways and what that means for Ogamai Valley, and also rediscovering these four people who existed a long time ago, and then their deeds and the good that they did turned them into something more, but they've long since disappeared, so there's a mystery around them, and we're not really sure who they are, although we do have a little bit of information because of all of the texts from people who used to celebrate the old ways, and we're kind of learning as we go, and this is where I had a lot of fun. So as we created these ancients, we wanted to have them not just be representative of the four seasons that we're adding into Ogamai Valley, which are Hope, Wandering, Growth, and Jubilee, but also have them be kind of representative of different kinds of writers so that people could connect with the one that they felt most matched their writing style or that they needed a little bit of extra strength from, whatever made sense for them. But we wanted these ancients to be people you could relate to as writers and as kind of a state of being or a way of thinking. Almost like Hogwarts houses for writers, except it's less of a you belong in this one category and more of maybe some people belong to this one group, but other people feel like they need to draw from different groups depending on what they're working on or as their writing process progresses, whatever makes sense for you. So we are currently in the season of Hope, which is represented by the curator, who was once the founder of the Elder Library. As such, they are super organized and believe it's important to respect and understand the past. They also feel that in order to make your ideas a reality, you need to properly prepare for their arrival. Ultimately, they believe that having a well thought out plan is the best way forward, but they create those plans with a very hopeful eye towards the future. The Shepherd, who, full disclosure, was definitely drawn with some inspiration from my own writing process in mind, comes next and goes hand in hand with the season of Wandering. The Shepherd is known for having a plan or destination in mind, but letting themselves wander or explore and discover new paths along the way. I see the Shepherd as having this overwhelming herd of ideas that they're always trying to keep in check, but can be known to just kind of wander off in unexpected directions, pretty much with no warning at all. Then for the season of Growth, we have the Caretaker, who believes in planting the seed of an idea, but you can't really know what that seed is going to turn into until it is properly grown and developed. They are kind and grounded and believe in hard work and seeing things through until the end, although at the same time they aren't afraid to trim and prune things as necessary, knowing their idea is going to be even stronger as a result. And finally, at the end of the year, we have the Bard, who comes along with the season of Jubilee. The Bard is a free spirit fueled by stories. They tend to be the least structured, not only in their writing, but in the genres they explore or the types of characters they create. They also don't believe in mistakes, just happy accidents. Their muse guides the Bard through life, and they happily follow along. So while each of the ancients has their own spirit, I also tried to give them their own identities when it comes to, I guess, plotting versus pantsing, or at least how they handle and develop their ideas. So you have the curator, who is the most organized, and then there's the shepherd, who typically has a plan but is willing to explore other possibilities as they go. And then there's the caretaker, who typically starts with the seed of an idea but is completely willing to let it grow and develop as needed as they go. Finally, there's the bard, who just kind of starts going and is excited to see where they're going to end up. We're still going to learn a lot about the ancients as the year goes on over at 4thewords, but I had a lot of fun dreaming these up and kind of trying to guess where all of my writer friends fit on the wheel of the ancients. I feel like I know a lot of shepherds and bards, but I could be way off base. And now it's giveaway time. I would love to hear from all of you if there's a particular ancient you feel like you're connected with, or maybe it's a mix of multiple ancients. So let me know in the comments down below and I will have a look at that. And in a couple of weeks, I will go through and pick one of those comments and give that lucky winner 2 weeks of 4thewords subscription time. So that's it for me today. Don't forget to join us on Sunday for our next live chat, which as usual is going to be at 7:30 Eastern time and a lot of fun. So hopefully I will see you all there. In the meantime, happy reading, happy writing, and I'll see you next time.